Oh man. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. My name is Emily and we have a new look this year. We have some new graphics, we're doing the face cam now. I'm really excited to bring this change to y'all. And so going forward with my speed builds, we actually will be doing this face cam. I'm streaming over on Twitch and I thought, why not just add my face cam and my whole setup and my whole look to my speed builds as well. So that's what we have going for the next year is what we're going to implement. So with that, let's jump into our very first speed build video that I actually recorded live on Twitch as we were building it. So this is very exciting. This is a big deal for me. So I hope you all enjoy. And welcome on back, everyone. So this is our very first speed build that I have worked on Twitch. I recorded it while we were doing our streaming and chatting, and so it's going to look a little different. We had to do a little different editing technique in order to make it all work like I normally do. But it was fun. I always like learning something new, and this was definitely a handful of things to learn that was new. So I thought I'm going to be up. My face is already on the internet on Twitch, and why not just add those same elements to my YouTube speed builds, especially if we're going to be recording them on Twitch anyway. So it was just kind of a natural transition that I wanted to make. And, it's a new year, so I wanted to have some goals for the channel here. And so that was one of them, just changing up the look, adding some face cam. So hopefully you all enjoy that, and hopefully it'll feel a little bit more personal to you all as well. So this is actually a shell challenge. As you saw at the beginning there, it is a Clare Witchbaby shell challenge. It was supposed to be a cottage-core style. Now, I'm not super familiar with cottage-core. I actually had to Google what it meant. I suspected what I thought it meant, and I was right. I was, in the ballpark, um, but I hadn't heard that particular term, so maybe I'm too maybe I'm too old for all the hip terms. But anyway, I really love the concept of the speed build or the shell challenge, and so I knew I wanted to try and do it on stream and have everybody's input. So that was also interesting. Normally, I don't have input when I'm building, and so we had the people in chat were giving me suggestions, which is great. It's kind of more of a community build that way, and I like that. I like having a community and having different ideas coming in that I wouldn't normally think of. So yeah, I really enjoyed that aspect. This largely, for some reason, I hope she doesn't feel offended by this, but I thought of my mom. So I kind of was thinking like a grandma, like a grandma would be decorate in a cottage-core style. And my mom is a grandma, so that's fair. So I kind of modeled this after her house. Now, it's nothing like her house, really. Like if you were to visit her house and then look at this build, you would be like, that's not the same house. But for me, kind of the basic layout, some of the decorations, um, those are kind of more taken from her. She actually is a stunning interior designer. She has is able to mix styles really easily and have things look clean and sleek in kind of a classic house. It's a real skill, and my mom is really great at it and enjoys it. So but the basic layout here, you'll see the kitchen, bathroom, and then what I'm using as an office. That's the same layout, and then with like a dining room and a sort of living room area. Although she, in her house, actually sometimes flips them back and forth. So, like I said, she's a really creative interior designer, and I take a lot of cues from her when building in The Sims. So this was, in a way, is kind of a, you know, paying it forward for her. That I get to see her creations and then I am putting them into my creations. So I enjoy that aspect that I had, a real life influence that I could draw upon. And her gardens. Now, you didn't really get to see the gardens too much in that opening sequence, but her gardens are amazing. They are like little rooms in themselves. And so I tried to bring some of that into the build here. You'll see that more towards the end, and that, the gardens are a really important part of this build too. And I think cottagecore, like a lot of people would definitely include some of that, the gardens in the cottagecore heading. So here we have the kitchen where I had my chatters were giving me different suggestions for color combinations. So we tried a handful of different colors to see if there was anything I liked. And then um, this was kind of the combination that we all settled on. Of course, it's my decision in the end, but I am always open to backseating when I am building. That's, I like to have the input and the different ideas of things. And so, I'll always try them out, but in the end, it's definitely my build and I'm going to go with what I like. So the other thing of cottagecore for me was it looked like a lot of clutter. So I skip over a lot of it. I do show some of it, but getting that clutter in there was also really important. Now, since then, since I have recorded this, we have the release of the paranormal stuff pack that was released last week, and this build does not include that, but I think a lot of those items would actually be perfect for this build. Like I could have easily gone in and switched out um, some of the furnishings with that pack. That pack I just love so much. I don't know about all you. Let me know down in the comments below if what you think of the paranormal pack. Do you have it? Do you like the gameplay? Do you like the build buy? I'm always curious to see what everybody's feedback is after a new pack. Um, Also, if you've done a cottagecore build, send me the link. I want to check it out. If you've done the Clare Witchbaby challenge, let me know. I'll go check it out. I love taking a look at people's builds on the gallery, and sometimes even on stream I'll do that. So just let me know. I like to do that. This kitchen is definitely a lot like my mom's. That hanging clock that I'm creating, I am using the tool mod. If you are not new to this channel, you know that I use tool pretty much in every build, except for the spark challenges. Spark challenges is not allowed, but tool allows you to move things, move the objects in different ways that you wouldn't normally be able to, but it doesn't count as custom content. So I can upload it to the gallery and it doesn't get flagged. You can download it into your game, it doesn't get flagged. You don't need to have the mod to install into your game. So that is the awesome thing, and why people use Tool is because basically it gives us more creative freedom, but you don't need to do anything extra. So you'll see, like even there, I'm just tilting the plates a little bit forward, more forward than they normally sit, just because I like the look of it and I can. Um, so it really helps with creativity. If you're not familiar with that mod, definitely check it out. If you're not familiar with the mod and this is the video that you're watching that you first discover it, I don't know where you are. But I will put the link down below just so you can easily find it. It has been updated for paranormal. Twisted Mexi, the creator, is really fast, typically on updating the mod. So it's definitely one of my favorite creators. I support him over on Patreon, just because he has so many wonderful mods, and that is a great use of my money, in my opinion, since I use a handful of his mods. So here we have, like I was saying, I was thinking grandma, like grandma decorations, grandma wallpaper. So we have two pink bathrooms, actually, two pink bathrooms. And here we have our office. I wanted some sort of classic furniture, lots of wood, um, just trying to summon my inner grandma, my, basically taking reference from the way my grandma decorated her house rather than my mom. a lot of those kind of more classic pieces. I did look a lot on Pinterest. Um, if you know anything about my builds, I speak about Pinterest a lot. I use that as a reference point, especially when it's, something I'm not super familiar with. I definitely have to take some influence there. And there was this little scene that had this desk piled up with books, and I wanted to like replicate that for this office. So I really tried to find the different pieces that would complete that look. And we had some postcards tucked inside the mirror. And so with the tool mod, I'm able to rotate them and make them look just like that picture. Uh, yeah, I was really stuck on how to decorate cottagecore. It's just not my forte. I tend to build more fantasy, more modern, um, in general, not all the time, but I think maybe it was just the term cottagecore you know, that was throwing me. Maybe if she had said, build your dream home that looks like your grandma would decorate, I probably would be able to do that without Googling. But, and so yeah, this is play tested. I play test all my builds, unless for some odd reason I forget. So they can access the desk. I think I put a computer there. The bookcase we can access. Um, everything should be functional. So you don't have to worry about that if you place this in your build. It's a cute little house. We do get 3 bedrooms upstairs, 3 bedrooms and 2 bath in this tiny little shell. So it's a decent sized home. I am sure it is not at all budget friendly. I never pay attention to budget when I'm building. It's really hard on my creativity. I think if you know about the channel at all, I did one budget build and I used a lot of debug to kind of fill it up and make it look special, but it was really, really hard. So anybody who builds those starter home builds, I give you props, man. That's really hard. The other thing was with the gardens inside, I knew I wanted to have a lot of plants. With the gardens outside, I knew I wanted to have a lot of plants inside. My mom has plants inside as well as outside. So that seemed something like I remember my grandma doing as well, having some plants on the inside. Those old books, I was bound and determined to use them somewhere, but the book piles were getting so high up on the desk. In the end, I made it work. I took some of those other little ones out and then put that suitcase and those books so that it looks a little more normal. You'll see in the end shots how it looks. Here, I wish we had a bench. I don't know about you, but I wish we had a bench that we could use at the dining tables. Maybe we'll get that one day. I know we can like snap them to like a fireplace or fire pit or something like that, but we can't snap those benches yet to a table. And I would really love that the Sims to be able to use that. But I understand, I think that the animations would need to look a little different in that scenario. So I get why they don't do it, but it's a cute look. It's a cute look, so your Sims will be able to use those 3 chairs and probably not sit back on the other one because we have placed those ottomans up to make it look like there's a cushion on that bench. And my guess is if we took the table and chairs away, the Sims still wouldn't want to sit on that. I should try that. Yeah, I should try that just to find out for my own peace of mind. There we're using the tool mod again to get those ottomans to look like, they're actually sitting up on that bench. Um, I really struggled with the color scheme. I think at this point I may have been doing this off stream, like I may have been doing it at home, just trying to mess around with the different colors. It's hard to remember what I did on and off stream. I know that we did quite a bit of it on the stream, but yes, here I was at home trying to experiment with how to make a piano. So I wanted to have a piano in the living room somehow, but we have that baby grand that takes up so much room. Um, and I had seen this trick. I was watching somebody doing tours on Twitch, and somebody had made this piano that was like, it looked great. It was like 3 different pieces of furniture. And so I found some pieces of furniture. I don't know if it's the same as they used, but I found some that, I think it kind of works. And It kind of looks like an upright piano, that would be the centerpiece of a living room, um, but is using that keyboard. So we have the electronic keyboard hidden in those wooden, pieces. That's like an end table and a coffee table maybe, or a dresser. I thought that was brilliant, and so I really wanted to bring it in and use it in this build. Um, and it is usable. Your Sims can sit at that keyboard still and they can use it. So that is the awesome thing. In this room here in particular, I could totally see some of the paranormal pieces, um, replacing some of that living room. The rug would be perfect in here. I totally could see a seance table in this, except for my grandma would not have a seance table in her house. My mom would not have a seance table in her house. The exact opposite, actually. We would have folks coming in there, from the church trying to rid us of whatever bad spirits or seance tables. So that's not a thing. But in my game, it's definitely a thing that would fit into this build. Um, I get a lot of fun out of that pack. That's actually one of my favorite packs. Again, let me know, what do you think of the new paranormal pack? And how do you like building with it? How do you like the gameplay? I think for gameplay for a stuff pack, it's pretty intense. Like the fact that what did we get? We got a new lot type, the haunted house lot type. We didn't get a new trait, but we got a new sort of, not a cast trait, but a trait that you can buy, the brave trait that you can buy in the reward store, which I think is a little silly, but I get why they did it that way. What else? We have several different gameplay objects. We have Gidry, however you want to say it. We have Temperance. So we have a couple of regular ghosts. We have the Specters. I mean, there is so much gameplay for a stuff pack. So I mean, I can't say enough good things. And, the supernatural kind of stuff is really up my alley. So I can't say enough good things about the Supernatural pack. Definitely go get it. If you like supernatural stuff, it's $10, in the States. Um, worth it. It's definitely worth it. And I would pick it if you like that supernatural type of gameplay, I would pick it over pretty much any pack. I really would. Um, I really would. That's a pretty bold statement, but that's how I feel about it. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm always going to be honest with you. Now, my mind may change when we get more packs, or you know, when more things come into play, when we see the way things play out. I'm going to always say that I reserve the right to change my mind as well. So this bedroom, again, Pinterest. I swear, if you have trouble with inspiration, check out Pinterest. It is my best friend. Those mirrors over that dresser was a specific like picture I saw and I wanted to recreate. And so, again with the tool mod, I was able to get the mirrors exactly the way I wanted them. Very pleased by that. So we do have like a master bedroom. It's sort of a larger bedroom, and then we have a toddler's bedroom, and then we have a third bedroom that just has a normal bed. So it could be a child's bedroom, it could be a teenager's bedroom, it could be grandma's bedroom, any other family member that needs a full-size bed, basically. Uh, so I'm really pleased that I was able to get three bedrooms in here. You could rearrange things. You could get a second toddler bed if you took out some of the kind of the decorating I did with the toys and such. You could probably get another bed in that other bedroom as well. So, there's a lot of options for expanding this build. I'm just really tickled by it. That's the fact that it's a shell challenge, and it was a base. It's basically two boxes, and she put in stairs, and you could not move the stairs. So at my mom's house, the one that I was basing this off of, the stairs are in a completely different location. And so that was kind of the major change. We have the stairs in the living room in this one, and they're not in my mom's. She has a nice fireplace that is on along that wall, and it looks really lovely. I would have loved to put in a fireplace for y'all in that living room and move the stairs somewhere else, but that was the shell. Blame it on Claire. That was her rules. We couldn't do that. So here you see I am building out that third bedroom now. Just trying to use some nifty knitting stuff, but the furniture just wasn't fitting. Like it is so big and blocky, and I just couldn't really make it work with that kind of older style wood, but I really wanted to. So you see, I keep bringing in those pieces and trying to make it work, but um, in the end, we didn't end up going that way. We ended up going with some of these more classic pieces, some of that, worn wood. Again, like my grandma would have this. Some of these pieces are old and loved and, very cottagey, very cottage core, at least from what I was Googling. And so I'm really tickled with the way this turned out. I really am. It's my first speed build of the year as well. I did post some of my older ones that had my full name, and so I did remove that and put my new trailer on it, and not the new one, but the second one that we had, just so I could remove some of that personal information. Now that I'm more, present on the internet, we got to be safe. We don't want to dox ourselves and reveal our personal info. So just taking that down, and I reposted those videos, so you can still watch all of those that just have my name that I go by now with EmilyBlueJaye. So I'm not going to show you much of the garden. This video has gone on quite a long time anyway, and so you know how to place plants out in the garden. So we're going to kind of just rush through it. You can look at the shots at the end to see the nice garden and the way it's finished out. But again, this is really heavily influenced by my mother's real life garden. She is an amazing, incredible gardener, and retired, so she has a lot of time on her hands. So that's always awesome. So yes, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you all. I hope you enjoyed this new face cam format. It's a little, it's a little intimidating for me, but with that, I will see you next time. This is what you can expect going forward. So I hope you have a great day. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.